Hey guys. So, what's up? It's your girl, Nicole, back at it again with another video for you. So, I wanted to talk to you guys because I know that we have really been hitting it hard on the big book studies on Tuesdays. And oh my gosh, I have just really been enjoying doing this with you guys. Like, oh, I love it. Hey, Byron. So much, you guys. Like, it just gets me so excited. Sharing with you guys the knowledge that I'm learning from this book. And so I found that podcast and I wanted to come on and tell you guys about it. So I've been listening to this podcast all morning long. Hey, Krissy. Called Joe and Charlie. And it's the Big Book Study by Joe and Charlie. I found it on SoundCloud. And these guys are so, they break it down, you guys, so freaking good. So that's what I thought we could chat about while I get ready to go pick Nate up. Alcoholism. And, hey baby. I miss you too, Byron. I've just been chilling. So let's talk about alcoholism. So how many of you guys are alcoholics like me? And what I mean by that is, how many of you guys drink alcoholically? Hey, Shelly. What's up, girl? How many of you guys drink alcoholically? Like, if you were going to drink, how many of you guys drink to get drunk, right? It's like, for me, you guys, this is the way I look at it. What's the point? What's the point of drinking, right? Dope is at the end of my bottle every time. Exactly. And so, for me, you guys, when I first started getting sober or trying to get sober through AA, hey, Robbie, what's up, buddy? When I first started trying to get sober, you guys, I really struggled with like thinking that I was not an alcoholic. And so what would happen is I would say, well, I'm not an alcoholic. I'm just an addict, right? And then I would get sober and I would stop doing drugs. And what I would do is I would transition from pills and shooting up to drinking. And so this is how I figured out that I was an alcoholic. Let me share with you guys. So I got pulled over for possession of a controlled substance, methamphetamine, right? And I got in big trouble and they put me on probation for 3 years. All right. So when they were putting me on probation, one of the stipulations of the probation was I had to pass a drug screen. Okay. So I couldn't have drugs in my system. Well, that was not going to be good because I was a drug addict. I couldn't stay sober, right? So I started trying to figure out how I could stay getting fucked up, but not and pass a drug test. So, you know how we talked about last night in the Big Book Study? Say no. I never have a problem saying no. Does that mean I have a problem? I think yes. I can't drink one, and I know this, so I just, yeah. So, and you know what? So here's the deal. So, I always used to party when I was younger. Like, alcohol is a big part of my story. When I was 17 years old, I started drinking. I started partying. I started going to keg parties. I started doing keg stands. I started standing on the bar with my shirt off, swinging my titties in the air, you know, wet t-shirt contests, all kinds of stuff, you know, party girl shit. That was what your girl was doing. Okay, and so alcohol's always been in my life, right? And it's always been told to me by my mom and dad that alcoholism runs in the family and to be very careful. Did I listen to them? No. But I always could say, I don't want to drink anymore, or I'm okay, I don't need any more, right? I could always stop whenever I was younger. And so once I got older and I started shooting drugs, I realized I preferred shooting drugs more than I preferred drinking, right? So I thought because I preferred getting high more than I preferred getting drunk, that must mean I'm not an alcoholic. That means I'm just an addict, right? Well. Boy, was I wrong. I am both. And let me just tell you why. So, I got put on probation and I had to stop taking drugs. Okay, well, that didn't work out. But let's just say I gave it a good fucking college try. Okay, y'all? I really tried to stop getting high. And so, in that period of time that I was trying to stay sober for about 30 days, I started drinking. Okay? And this is how I realized that I'm an alcoholic. I started drinking and everything was cool. I started drinking every day. Then I started drinking every morning. Then I started drinking all day, throughout the day. And slowly but surely, my pill addiction and my substance abuse addiction turned into alcoholism. And I was a full-blown alcoholic within 2 weeks. I was drinking morning, noon, and night, you guys. I was waking up in the morning, shaking, and needing a drink, okay? Needing a drink to calm the shakes, the tremors, right? That's when I knew right there, you guys. I knew right then. I was like, I'm in trouble. I'm an alcoholic. I am an alcoholic and an addict. For me, it doesn't matter what the substance is. If it changes the way I feel, I'm going to take it, right? Oh, what did you say, Robbie? I'm sorry. I can't drink one and I know this, so I always say no. I never have a problem saying no. Does that mean I have a problem? You know, when we don't have a problem, you know, I can say no to alcohol too, right? But here's the thing, you guys. There's some days where it's easy to say no. There's some days where I can be just, I feel so confident in my recovery. I'm spiritually fit. I'm connected to my higher power. Life is going good, right? But this is what we have to think about. What about the day when life isn't going good? What about the day that you and your girlfriend got into a fight? What about the day that your dog ran away? What about that day? And so that's why we got to be careful, right? We are without defense against the first drink. That means if we take that first drink or that first pill, let's just keep it on alcohol. If we take that first drink into our body, what happens is it sets that craving off inside of us, the phenomenon of craving. And then we are going to go off on a spree. So I was listening to this podcast today, and what Charlie and Joe talk about, they talk about an emotional barometer, okay? An emotional barometer. So you know what a thermometer or barometer looks like, okay? We are emotional barometers. And right now, I'm even killed. So my emotions are just down here. I'm just chilling, right? Well, I could get into a fight with my husband, and my emotions are going to go up a little bit higher, right? And then Nathaniel could come home and say a cuss word. My emotions are going to go up a little higher. All right? We act, a lot of us, I mean, I know for me, act on emotion a lot. I don't think before I act or react sometimes. And a lot of that is driven by emotion. So as those emotions creep up, it's like a volcano. If those emotions get to the top and they start spilling over, if I am not connected to my higher power, to my support group, what's going to happen? The emotions are going to start flying over, and I'm going to reach for something else. I am going to reach for that sense of ease and comfort that comes in with the drink or comes with the pills. Okay? That's what happens to us, you guys. We are like emotional volcanoes, and that lava's coming to the top, and then all of a sudden, we blow. And if we are not practicing connecting with others, 12-step fellowship, meetings, sponsorship, accountability, then we are going to reach for substances. That is what we have done all of our lives. is reach for drugs and alcohol, right? And so when we're getting sober, that's what we have to be aware of, is our emotions, what we're feeling on the inside, right? Because a lot of the times we might say, oh, I got high and I don't know why I did it, right? But I bet you $500, if you sit down and you really, really think about what's been going on in your day, okay, you can link what you've been through, whether it's a relapse or whether you were thinking about relapsing or anything like that. You can trace it back to something that's been going on in your life, right? Because that's what we do. We reach for substances to cope. So in this podcast, you guys, the only person that can tell you whether you're an addict or an alcoholic is you. Okay? Like, I can't tell you that. I can't diagnose you. Okay? Always, yes. And it could be good emotions, you guys. We could be having a great day. A lot of times I got high and drunk because I was celebrating. Okay? It wasn't even nothing bad going on. I have done that so many times. I've gotten high and drunk because I was having a great time and I wanted to celebrate because it was the damn weekend. It was Saturday. So let me tell you guys. So I was on probation and I started drinking every day. And before I knew it, I had replaced drugs with alcohol. So that's what happens if you have the disease of addiction. And if when you pick up drugs or alcohol, you find you cannot stop, or you start realizing that you're struggling, you have to look inside of yourself and be honest. This is where the honesty with ourselves comes in, you guys. If we're not honest with ourselves, then we're not ever going to be able to admit that we're an alcoholic or an addict, or both, okay? And so I could sit here and I could lie to myself, right? And I could say, well, I just abused alcohol, a little bit, not like I did drugs, right? And I could lie to myself and I can continue. Right, and that's what it is, Robbie. It's because we have a malady. We are maladjusted to life. We are struggling on the inside. And that's why we use drugs and alcohol, to change the way we feel. That's what we do. And so you're exactly right. That's what it comes down to. And that's why you have to start figuring out in the inside, why am I doing this to myself? Why am I shooting heroin? Why am I smoking crack? Right? So when we start diagnosing ourselves, because that's what we have to do. We have to get honest, right? And we have to look inside ourselves. Now listen, I have had several people not want to admit that they're an addict or an alcoholic. And they have held on to alcohol, knowing good and well that it was causing them to go back to their drugs of choice. Okay? Drugs are my preference, but alcohol will take me back to drugs every time. It might not happen right away, you guys, but I'm telling you, it'll eventually happen. And I've seen people struggle with letting go of alcohol because they thought, well, I only had negative consequences from drugs. I've never gotten in trouble when I was drinking, or maybe they just, well, it's legal, so there's nothing wrong with it. I've heard that too, or I only drink on certain occasions. You guys, you can be a binge drinker and it can still be affecting your life negatively, And so for me, as an addict, I have got to be honest with myself and say, you know what? I have no business drinking, because when I drink, it doesn't fulfill me like drugs do. And when I drink, it lessens it lessens my guard, and I let my guard down, and then I'm going to go out and I'm going to find dope. I'm going to find meth, because every time I drink, I want to get stimulants. I want to get stimulants so I can get up off that drunk. And it happens to me every single time. And that's why I don't drink. That's why I'm so afraid to drink, you guys. So I know. And because I know I'm an alcoholic. I know that if I start drinking, I'll just turn into a lush. I will just turn into a lush, you guys. So I really want my people here that come that come and watch my channel. I want you guys to start really looking inside of yourself, okay? And I want you to start thinking about whether or not it's safe for you to drink, okay? Because I know a lot of people will struggle with that. And so why not go ahead and put it on the table right now and let's talk about it, you know? I want you guys to start thinking, you know, is that something that I need to be doing? Do I need to protect myself against alcohol? Because what happens is, you know what? Holidays start coming. Your loved ones are going to be there. You're going to be having a hard time because you're newly sober, okay? And you're going to have all your loved ones around you pressuring you, or they're going to be there drinking and having a good time. And you might think, well, I can drink. I'm just an opiate addict, right? I'm just gonna drink a little bit and it won't hurt me. You guys, and I'm not gonna say that that isn't true for some people. There's some people that just are not alcoholics, right? And they can drink and they'll never go back to drugs, right? But the only person who can tell you that is yourself, and that you have to be honest with yourself. So what I say, this is what I say. I say, why chance it? Why take a chance? Why take a chance on you drinking, letting your guard down, and then relapsing on heroin? Because that's what would happen. I know it, you guys. If I went out today and got drunk and came home, I would be so loosey-goosey and disappointed, because I really want to get high, that I would go out and get high. Like, I know it. I just know it. And so I kind of wanted to come on here and just get that conversation with you guys started, because 1:30. Okay, good. I feel like because alcohol is so socially acceptable that it's almost like we don't say anything about it, you know. Well, it's okay. I cannot drink, you guys, and I'm not talking shit about anybody. If you can drink, that's on you. I'm just telling you guys my truth, right? And my truth is, I can't drink, because if I drink, I'm going to drink to get drunk, and if I get drunk, then I'm going to be uncomfortable, and if I'm uncomfortable, then I'm going to want to change the way I feel and get up off that drunk. And then when I get up off that drunk, it's going to be because I reached for substances and I went and got cocaine or methamphetamine every time. That's one of the things that I always used to do, was I would get cocaine to get off of a drunk. And that's just something I realize about myself now. Did I realize that at first? No, because I was still thinking maybe I could drink, you know, but I just didn't chance it because I was too afraid. And then I started listening to the big book studies and going to meetings and talking with other people who are alcoholics and addicts. And I started asking them, you know, what was their experience. And I talked to a bunch of people who have way longer sobriety than I have. That have like 25, 30 years. And they all would tell me, you know what? If you pick up that first drink, Nicole, that's going to take you down through there and you won't make it back. You won't come back, right? And I don't want to do that, you guys. I don't want to lose everything I've got worked so hard for. So anyway, I just wanted to come on here and talk to you guys about that and give you guys something to think about. If you are an opiate addict and, you haven't even thought about alcohol, maybe it's just not something you ever really fooled with. I want you to start, kind of think and ask yourself, like, am I going to drink or should I protect myself from that? And my advice is always, you guys, to protect yourself. Because when I start getting loosey-goosey, then I'm going to go out and get high. And so I just kind of wanted to give you guys that little, something to think about. And listen, if you can drink responsibly and you are not an alcoholic and it doesn't make you get high, or if you haven't had that problem, please be careful. Because if you're an addict like I am, if you go out and drink, it could take you back to your drug of choice. Another problem happens when I look inside for something besides drugs. I usually find a pizza or some ice cream. I think for me as an addict is I do everything in excess. Look at me. That's why my ass is so big. Because I done changed addictions to food. That's what we do. That's what we do. I mean, it's anything to fill ourselves up, you guys. And just like for me, YouTube, it could be an addiction. I feel like I used to go live, you guys, like 4 times a day because I just loved coming on here and talking with you guys. And it started to get to a point where it was like I was putting out so many videos, you guys couldn't even watch them all, right? Because I was putting out so many damn videos. So I had to step back, because it was like I was overdoing it. And I have to find balance. And that's what's so important for us, you guys. We have to find balance in our recovery. I'm working on it, you guys. It's very hard for me. And I'm working so hard to find balance. So I have, the girls, a lot of y'all are here right now. I have the Patreon. And so with that is I've had to learn how to find a way to connect with all my girls from Patreon, because I want to make sure that I talk to each of you guys, right? At least once a week. And so I've started having to balance out and schedule my life, right? Oh my gosh, I'm feeling becoming to YouTube. Glad you said it, Nick. Oh yeah, honey. Oh yeah. It's like so crazy, you guys, because addiction will manifest itself in so many different areas of your life, okay? And sometimes we just got to pick our battles, you guys. Like, I look at it like this. If YouTube is the least of my worries right now, so if I've got a little bit of a social media addiction, I'm going to be all right. I'm going to be all right. Back in the day, though, I was addicted to, things that were killing me. And that's why I'm trying to get better about my eating habits, you guys. And that's why I make goals for the week. At the beginning of each week on Sunday, I do a list of goals, right? And me and the girls over on Patreon, we all write out our goals for the week. And even if we don't achieve those goals, okay, we at least are making an effort to even start in that right direction, right? I've never said this out loud to anyone, but in my head, I refer to my life as the Everything in Excess program. Yeah, I'm the same way, Robbie. It's like if I'm not doing something to the utmost extreme, then I'm not doing it, okay? And then I'll also have like little patterns, and you guys can probably, if you are a longtime subscriber of mine, you will start peeping out my patterns. I will go for like a week, 2 weeks, I'll be going hard in the paint. I'm talking, I am uploading, I'm gung-ho about recovery, I'm slanging, I'm just like, hell yeah. And then a week will come and I'll be crying and I'll be sad and I'll be struggling and I'll just not be motivated at all. And it's like, it's because I go through these ups and downs emotionally, right? And so I haven't really talked about this in a long time on my channel, but there's something called emotional sobriety, you guys. Yeah, sobriety with your emotions. And your girl, I struggle with emotional sobriety, okay? Ever since I got sober, it's just been really difficult for me to balance out my feelings, okay? And sometimes sometimes I don't voice the way I'm feeling, and I stuff it down inside of me until it comes out. It erupts, okay? So a lot of what I'm focusing on is emotional sobriety, right? Because it's where you can feel everyone else's emotions. Oh, so what I'm starting to do now is like focus on how I process my emotions and how I share them with other people and what I do. Like crying. A lot of times I'm crying, and it's because, you guys, I feel so much in my heart when I talk to you guys. That's why I get so emotional. That's why I cry so much, because I feel, I don't know how to explain it to you guys. Any other way is that I re-feel experiences that I had in my life, in my active addiction. I remember exactly the way I felt. And I also feel exactly the way somebody else would have felt when they were in their situation. And so when I'm sharing with you guys and I'm reading stuff and you see me start crying, it's because I feel that shit to the core of my body. Like, it's stronger than anything I've ever felt. And that's why I just like, I can't even hold it in, because it's like, it's so strong. And especially like, okay, when we saw Ian and I found him on the side of the road, I cried so hard standing there on the side of the road with this kid, because I felt exactly how he felt when he was telling me that he had nobody, because I know what that feeling feels like, having nobody, you know? Damn, I love talking to you guys. I don't ever want, I know sometimes it's a lot and it makes me like, I think, damn, I'm just crying all the time. And sometimes it's so overwhelming for me, you guys, because the feelings are just so strong. It's like I can't even block them out, you know? And sometimes I think I need to censor myself, or I need to stop crying, or I need to like try to not do that. But it's like I can't even do that, you guys. I can't even do that. Sandra, girl, I be crying. Y'all should already know. We love you, girl. Sandra, I'm telling you what, you guys, like, it's just like, it's overwhelming sometimes, the feelings that I feel. And when I'm talking to you guys and we're like sharing what we've been through and you guys are sharing in the comments, I like will get off here. Like last night after we did Big Book Study, I was so happy. I was so happy because I felt like I got a whole bunch out of that reading. Like, every time I get to share things with you, and I feel like this light bulb go off inside of my brain when I like actually understand what I'm reading. And so I'm trying so hard to like convey that to you guys when I'm reading it. And so last night I felt like when I got done, I was actually able to convey what I was reading to them. And I hope that they understood it too. I don't know. Anyways, it was just so good and I was so excited, right? And then when I got done, I went online and I found all these other things that I want you guys to listen to that I think will help you guys so much. If you're struggling understanding addiction, the disease, okay? then I really want you guys to listen to these podcasts that I'm like sharing with you guys, because they break down the disease process perfectly. And I think that's probably why I cry so much, because I didn't for a long time. Because, like, listen, you guys, my life was so terrible, and I was homeless, looking like a crazy person. And even then, like, I wouldn't cry at night. I wouldn't cry at night. I just felt so much shame. But now it's like I think back to that, and I'm just so grateful that I don't have to be like that. So I love you guys. I just want you guys to know that, like, I'm here for y'all, and I really enjoy, like, I am... Robbie, this group right here on this channel, like our little community right here, this is amazing, man. I'm going to tell you something, like, it's just so awesome. I love the community that we have started over here. And I wanted this a long time ago, and I've been working on building this environment where, sorry, there's a zit right in the middle of my forehead. It's really bothering me. Where, like, everybody could find their little niche, right? And for a while, it wasn't working out, because what happens is sometimes, you guys, is people come around and they might not want to be here for recovery, right? And so I've really had to make sure that I keep my focus on what's important, and that is sharing the message of hope and recovery. And I find that the more that I stay focused on on that message of hope, the more it attracts people who want that message and who also want to spread that message. So I'm attracting people. I'm attracting what I put out. Do you know what I'm saying? And it brings me the most amazing people. I have got to meet so many cool people through this channel. You guys email me. I get to know you personally. I mean, I have friends that I talk to every day that I met because of this channel. And I'm like, I would have never got to meet you guys if it hadn't been for us doing for the channel. So I really try to, like, if you guys email me, you better email me if you want to talk to me personally, because I love talking to you guys personally. And now that my channel is over 1,000 people, it's hard for me to find you guys. So you guys got to reach out to me if you want to talk. And I love talking to you guys one-on-one. I will give you my phone number. And if you just stay in contact with me and call me, like, we will become friends. You'll see. I have so many people that I have just become friends with because they stay reaching out to me. They stay connecting with me, you know, and I love that. I love that. And it really does help me a lot, you guys. I never thought that, like, I started this channel because I needed support, but I also wanted to help other people. And so I never thought that the people I was helping would be helping me so much. And that's what's happened, is you guys are helping me probably more than I'm helping you. So it's just like this amazing gift that keeps giving. And as long as I come on here and I'm consistent and I upload, I have this accountability with you guys. And it's just so amazing. So, I'm going to start crying again. I just love being able to do this, you guys. And like I said, I'm trying to learn more and more about the Alcoholics Anonymous Big Book, but I also am going to start doing the Narcotics Anonymous book, because I'm going to start reading it here at my house from front to back, and then we're going to do it together. But I've never read the NA book, so I have to get it and read it so that way I can learn it with you guys. And so you do, yeah, we're going to, so here's the plan, you guys. I was going to do, you know how I was going to do the true crime stuff on Mondays? Well, we're not going to do that. I want to do, sorry, I'm getting my shoes on, you guys. I want to do the AA Big Book on Tuesdays, and I want to do the NA one like on Mondays I might do Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays. And hey, nice to meet you too, Robbie. I might do, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays. And on Thursdays, I'm thinking we're going to start incorporating the Narcotics Anonymous Blue Book. So, actually, I'm going to, like me and Nate, I'm going to go pick Nate up. And we're going to go down to the Recovery Center Works place and get me a book, a Narcotics Anonymous book. Because I want to be able to share with you guys what that says, because I know a lot of you guys go to Narcotics Anonymous, and I don't want anybody to feel like they're not getting all the information that they can. So, yeah. And plus, what that does for me is that helps me learn, okay? And so while I'm reading this NA book from cover to cover, I'm learning. And so then I can come and bring it to you guys. So, anyways, I gotta go pick up Nate. I love you guys. And I'll see you guys. I'll go live tonight at let's do a 6 p.m. meeting tonight. So what's tonight? Wednesday? Yeah, let's do a 6 p.m. meeting. Thank you, girl. I will see you guys tonight at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Okay? I love y'all.